Welcome back to Stars Without Number, Abaddon, going into our third hour. Take it away, Space Master Leon.
All right, cool. So, first thing that happens is we actually we come back from credits from the commercial break, and we see Gwen asleep on her bunk with a small tube running into her arm. And the door opens, and we see a doctor who's flanked by two guards. One of them, the one we recognize. And then the doctor goes up to Gwen and takes the tube out of her arm. And then slowly starts waking her up. And we see the two soldiers, the two guards, exchange a look. And one of them steps forward and just does this to the sides of Gwen's face until she opens her eyes. And we hear the doctor say, "Well, that wasn't ideal, but I guess it got the job done." And Gwen, you come back to consciousness.
The fuck?
So the voice that you recognize as Lucia says, "All right, you're coming with us. Please do not try any psychic bullshittery. If you do, you get shot. I do not have time for this right now."
Two questions. The fuck's going on? And actually, this one. The fuck's going on?
Your friends are doing something stupid. You do something stupid too, you're gonna get shot.
Shoot them first.
So they nudge you out of the room and you walk towards where they're leading you.
Yeah.
And then we fade back to what could possibly be Constantine being punched in the face. That's dead on
it.
AC, isn't it?
That's a hit.
That's dead on. That's dead on AC. You bitch.
What's a normal punch damage if anyone has that to hand?
It's
One
like
D2
D2.
plus.
Is it D2?
Yeah.
Yeah, you need the martial artist skill
Cool.
for it to do damage.
Oh.
Oh, you bitch.
And she hits you across the face.
Am I still being encroached on by the rest of them?
Yes.
I'm not helping
I'm-
you.
Ah, fuck it. Go down swinging.
So you swing back, she just
Fuck yeah.
punches you, and you grab at her, and you just punch her back.
Fuck yeah.
They're tumbling through free fall.
Yeah, literally. Remember, this is all in 0G, so they're they're actually holding on to each other and punching, and one
Hockey
punch.
fight.
Yeah, literally.
They're using
That'll-
each other as ropes to swing at you.
100%.
So, this is my first time doing a combat roll. So, where do I
So-
click?
It is. Your hit roll is...
Go to your weapons.
Yep.
You should have unarmed combat there.
Yep.
If you don't, then you need to fix it.
Is this
Yeah, I
the
got it.
first combat
And,
of the game?
and just
Yep.
click your if you have the unarmed combatant feat, remember to have checked the skill, add skill to damage.
Yep.
How much is your unarmed skill worth?
1d8 damage.
Yeah, it's 1d8, but it's also 2 shock damage
Yep.
against AC 15 or less, which means regardless of how you punch her, you'll always do that shock damage.
And for my feat that I upgraded, I took the level 2 thing for martial artist, so I'm guaranteed even if I miss to do 1d6 damage.
Holy
Cool.
shit. So what you want to write is this on
So
your
regardless-
unarmed combat, and then
So if he misses, you do regardless, is it 1d6 plus 2? Because shock damage always does it? Am I reading that right?
Yeah.
It's against AC. What not
Which
said 15
which she
or less.
is. Which she is.
Okay.
So
Then
even
I
if you
assume
miss,
so.
so regardless of how hard you hit her, you'll always do 2 shock damage and 1d6 on top of
What
that.
the fuck?
that's cool. That's fucking
Also-
cool.
Also, quick question. Is the attribute strength or dex in this?
It's both. You can choose.
Yeah, your choice
Unarmed
on
says
melee.
either or.
Okay. Oh my god, it popped up in the fucking window, didn't it? Other modifiers. Ah! I don't know why the sheet does not like loading for me.
Because it hates you.
Yeah, I guess it's all the shit you guys talk about the Game of Thrones sheet, so they gotta get me back somewhere.
Yeah.
The Game of Thrones sheet is a horrible sheet.
So what you want is to have your unarmed attack actually say unarmed, and then the 2 shock, so you always remember it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you miss with a 9, but you deal your d6 damage.
Anyway,
plus
yeah.
2. So roll us a d6.
Yep.
He,
Oh my god, character sheet,
Didn't-
please.
Didn't the 6 already roll?
Nope, that was a d8.
No, that's a D8.
Oh, okay.
So he could roll better damage missing than he did hitting.
That's ridiculous. And he did.
Cool. Sweet. So yeah, you like, she dodges out of the way, but you manage to like maybe flick a knee up or something into her gut, and
Fuck
she like,
yeah.
she gets like winded or something.
She goes
Um,
sprawling in the opposite direction.
Yeah, she like goes sprawling back at you. Cool. One of the other ones is gonna, as now that she's like detached, you can only be attached with one of them. So you're gonna be actively fighting one of them with 0G. But yeah, now that she's like pushed back off you, from the knee to the gut, another one's gonna swing in. He misses.
Do I want to
Oh.
interrupt the guard? Or not?
Do they have 1d4 shock damage?
No.
No? Oh, okay. I see. I see your game.
Uh-oh, what the... I don't.
Just keep fighting, man. Just ignore what's happening.
Okay, is it my go again? Or no?
It's my go.
You're gonna beat the shit out of this guy.
Do it.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna write the unarmed plus 2 shock thing so we all know. Oh my god. Character sheet. I'm sorry, you're the best character sheet in the world. The Game of Thrones sheet sucks. Just work with me.
I mean, this isn't really that good of a character sheet either.
And you'll do 1d6 on top of that.
Wait, what?
Your
The one
feat
is only
says
if he
you
misses.
always do 1d6.
Oh, I thought that's only on a miss.
Unarmed combatant has your locks and twists. It means you can deal damage even against TL4 armor, and even on a miss, on a punch attack, you. Okay, yeah, it's always
It's
on
on
a
a
miss. Yeah.
So that's 6 damage again.
Yeah, is your +2 from shock damage on top of that already?
Yeah. No, that's not in the damage already.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
So it's 2 on top of that.
yeah, it's 2 on top of it.
Sweet.
Yep.
So yeah, you clock this next dude in the face, but yeah, he manages to like hold on. Swings back.
Why aren't you hitting people with your guitar yet?
He does it.
I don't have my guitar. They took it away.
He hits you for 1 damage.
I'm just saying. I think I'm getting the better trades. I think.
Taking up. Yeah, you are. You're dealing a lot more damage than
Definitely
they are.
getting the
So
better trades.
Also,
there
my
was
fist-
only one guard in the room, right?
my
there's a
fists are
singular guard in the room.
And
My
he
fists
was
are considered
beginning
healed
to
then.
frantically talk in his microphone thing.
As soon as she said about as soon as Constantine blew the plan, he started frantically talking.
Right. I want to interrupt him mid-sentence.
Okay, so he's basically already done that. Now he's like against the wall, against the door with his rifle pointed towards the room.
Right. Yeah. That makes sense then. I'll just help Constantine.
I think I killed this dude.
Yeah, so he like you hit him again in the face, and like your blood starts to bead from his nose, like so small like droplets of blood are now floating in the air around you, and yeah, he like his head like snaps back, and he like his grip on your shoulder like loosens, and he drifts back from the momentum of you punching him as he starts like spin backwards.
Hassan chop, motherfucker.
And that was. All right, cool. So one more of them starts to like push off in your direction. It's probably Christy. Like Christy, like she's probably like hit the back wall and she goes to like push herself towards you. And then you will hear like another voice in the room, and you will spin to face the direction of the voice, and you see 4 fully armed and armored Marines, rifles raised, into the room. And the one in front is our lovable sergeant. And he calls into the room with a slightly robotic, tinny voice that comes through his armored speakers. All right, pendejos, stop what you're doing.
I start floating and put my hands on the back of my head.
He gestures to his team, and they move into the room and start to secure the combatants. At this point, you guys, anyone who's looking, sees another like Marine, who has her hand like on Gwen's shoulder, a little bit behind the 4 who have entered the room. Gwen looks quite groggy.
Hey, Gwen.
Constantine, do you resist being like restrained?
Nope.
Cool. See, they essentially cuff you, like arms like behind your back. They do it. Yeah, one of them goes to the like spacer who's slowly drifting through the room with like blood coming out of his nose, and like arrests his motion, and then like kind of pushes his unconscious body towards the door, where the sergeant and the Marine and like a doctor behind the Marine are waiting.
How distracted is Lucia right now?
She's still got her hand like firmly on your shoulder. She's looking into the room. She doesn't. Her rifle is probably like behind her, but her other hand is on her pistol.
All
right. So after everyone who was involved in the fight has been like physically restrained with cuffs, Vasquez like floats a little bit further into the room and says, "Anyone who's not here, get them here now. I want to talk to all of you."
I do believe the only one we're missing is a certain Sloan.
Slain. His name is Slain.
Slain?
It's Slain. Yeah, Slain. It is Slain.
We always
not
call
Slain
him
Morriston,
Slain.
Chief of Security.
He's ostensibly Sloan at this point.
He's ostensibly put himself in solitary confinement.
So Vasquez says, "One of my men is already on the way to get him. Get everyone who is in their rooms into this hall." He nods towards you, Morgan. I trust you can do this.
Yes. So I go get whoever's not.
The remaining crew members, yeah. Cool. All right.
What the fuck's going on here?
Fucking.
Hey, Gwen. You just see Morgan like waving at you as he goes out.
Lucia with her like hand on her shoulder.
Actually, before that, Liam, as Morgan floats by, I concentrate on him for a moment to connect to his head.
Okay, sure.
Which is
she's not blocking the talking thing.
That's also undetectable anyway.
Yeah.
So Lucia like leans forward to you, Gwen. She says, "I'm gonna let you go into this room now. I'll still be watching you, still be concentrating. You make a move, I put one in your head." And she like gives you a slight shove into the room.
As I float away, I say, "If I teleport, you'll shoot where I was, not where I am."
"No, I can see where you're going, asshole."
You suck.
That's a legitimate power. I fucking love it. A legitimate power in Metasonics. If they use it on a teleporter who's teleporting, they see a momentary image of where that teleporter is like visualizing to go.
Morgan, in
Wow.
your head, you hear my voice.
Yeah? And
I
what do
just
you
say-
say?
On the way back, punch her in the back of the head.
That's an interesting proposition.
I've just
What
got
would
my...
I gain from doing that?
You would gain me using my powers.
And what would we do then?
I can escape the room, get to a different area, and acquire our equipment.
And what about the 4 Marines with guns pointed at the rest of our crew?
They won't kill everyone.
Okay, he gives you an accurate assessment of how fast it would take to mow down the room.
So you've got essentially like 5 Marines with like fully automatic assault rifles. Not long. They've just got to start firing into the room, right?
Yep. It would take them less than 15
3
seconds.
parsecs. Oh.
That's how time works.
That's the one.
30 if I'm in the room.
Pull a fire alarm or something.
When I admire your gumption, but
Make
we
a
need to
fucking
wait.
distraction, you fucking freak.
What? Look,
Why would he help you?
Is he the only one outside the room?
Yeah. Look, Gwen, I admire your gumption, but you haven't thought this through properly. The only one you would save by me causing a distraction is yourself.
I mean, that's the point.
I am not committing suicide on your watch. You're not that valuable.
Neither are you.
Oh,
EDF
I am
Gwen,
not
the,
valuable.
Gwen, the EDF thinks you're valuable. Maybe you should reconsider who you're siding with here.
I know
Hey.
I'm not that valuable. That's precisely why I'm telling you that I'm not committing suicide on your account. Dr. Matua, however, is valuable,
No,
and I'm not putting her at risk.
don't tell her that.
You realize the EDF plan to execute you.
I know,
You're a freak.
I know, but they won't get that far. Or if they do, even if they do, Dr. Matua's research still lives on.
They need me. They don't want to kill me. They've said it themselves.
Perhaps, but they're not above killing you if you cause too much trouble.
You suck, freak.
I could maybe distract her for a momentary pause, but that's all you would get.
As long as she's distracted and not focusing on me, I can get out of the room and do shit.
All right. So I gather whoever's left gathering and start ushering them towards the cantina. And I'm assuming the woman she indicated is still near the door.
Yeah. She's doing the door
Yeah.
like she's a step behind the other Marines. So there's the Marines and there's her behind.
Okay, so I can't just brush past her and sort of like,
Nah, there's
Yeah.
Marines in between you and her.
you know.
If it's too difficult, don't bother.
It's too difficult.
So yeah, it's basically as soon as the other people are in the room, like the rest of the people that the sergeant
Yeah.
was waiting for, he says, you know, I really wanted to do this peacefully. Apparently this is not an option. We have 4 unidentified ships en route to our position. And now I don't think they're so unidentified anymore. It looks towards Constantine and Christy and the other spacers who are like tied up. He says, I think these people are your friends, and I think they're coming to rescue you. This is a foolish mistake, and I need you to apprise them of that. One of the one who'd been like arcing up before, like the spacer who'd been arcing up before, says, "Fuck you, Eartha. We not help you." You see the sergeant like look towards him and shake his head. He says, Is that the general consensus? You don't want to help us, Earthers? Fine. And he raises his rifle and fires one round into the head of the guy who spoke up. His head snaps back, blood like spraying in like balls in the air. He like starts to like float backwards. Says, "Anyone else want to be cooperative?" Looks towards the room.
I do.
Sergeant looks at you. What you got to say?
What I have to say is, I warned you about this when I got off the shuttle to get on this ship. I said to check into the XO. I told your guard. You know my record. I'm not a big Earther lover. But these spacers, and I turn my shoulder and look back, seem to be very against us. And we were a part of the crew. That just seems rude. Yes?
Christy, the sergeant steps forward to Christy, to in front of Christy. He like nods down to her. Oh no, we know who she is. And thanks to your plan, your speaking, we know who the ships are coming. The terrorists. Coming to free their operatives. It's bullshit, and they'll die in the attempt. I'd like to avoid that bloodshed if I could. He turns and looks down at Christy. Tell your ships to fuck off. She, like, looks up at him defiantly, but doesn't say anything.
You know, there is an alternative.
He turns and looks at you.
You could put us in our shuttle, and we could be on your way. Out of your hair, out of your sight.
Says, and how would that help any of my problems?
Well, for starters, these 4 ships would not be inclined to pursue further violation of EDF treaties in the near future.
You're aware me letting you go is violation of EDF treaties. You haven't gone through a full debrief. That'll only happen back on Luna.
Well, if you are not willing to do an exchange of hostages, then what exactly would you be willing to do?
He looks at you. What are you offering?
Well, if you could get in contact with these ships, you could inform them that their ruse has failed, and put them in touch with Christy here. I'm sure they would be anxious to hear her voice. And then we could work out something different. You would be able to ascertain their identities insofar as their communications, and you would at least have some intel to give your boss.
He nods. Looks down at Christy. And you be willing to talk, puta? She once again just stays quiet and stares up at him defiantly. He turns and looks back at you. Don't think she's going to help us.
Well, I could put someone else in charge. Perhaps.
He like tilts his head towards you. Is it not her they've been talking to? Would they not expect her voice?
They would expect her, yes. But with her in the room, I'm sure I could give them a convincing argument.
He looks at you again. Or I could kill her friends until she talks.
That sounds like a counterproductive proposal. She's already ideologically opposed to your speaking, and probably she has some conditioning against, well, the murder of her comrade. You don't have the time.
May I speak again?
Sure.
He looks at you again, Constantine.
Now, this terrorist group, or whoever they are, what is do they only follow their operatives? Is that only what they go for?
Says, I'd be surprised if you haven't heard of them. At the planet's Freedom Front, succession from the Earth government. That's shit.
I've
They're
heard
freedom
the name.
fighters. Fucking terrorists.
Yes, terrible terrorists. But my point was going to be, if they only care about an operative that they know is loyal, space the bitch. They won't follow the rest. They don't know if the rest of them are loyal. Not gonna risk themselves for people they don't know. Cowards. Yes.
He turns to look at you.
That wouldn't get him anything.
Why do you think our word she is dead will stop them coming?
She made the call. You could just tell them, well, if we see you encroach X amount of feet more, they'll find her. In space with no suit on.
That would be counterproductive.
He turns and looks back at Constantine. Says no. No, I don't think that would be counterproductive. We strap a homing beacon to her, chuck her out an airlock, they'll find her. They get her operative back. And you all go to Luna.
You might not be appraised of everything that's been talked. It could be she wants someone else on board the ships as well.
He looks around at the group. And no one here they want. Not but her.
I'm literally just floating around the room. Absolutely, I'm not even paying attention to anything.
Yeah, Morgan gives a glance over to the psychic, Gwen, kind of nodding towards her.
He says, so I spaced both of them, is what you're saying.
Well, when you first start spacing people, they might just start shooting you out of the sky. They're not getting what they want. Why should you get what you want?
He nods. Looks back at Christy. So, you going to talk? Or do I have to space you? Strap a homing beacon to you? Hell, strap you to a torpedo. Don't shoot your friends. Give them a nice nuclear gift. She still remains silent and just stares at them.
Christy, I'm offering you a line of communications here. That's more than you would get with being silent. You can at least say goodbye to your rescuers before things go awry.
Unless you don't care about spacer life and only your own, that's fine too.
I mean, it's really extreme. You know how everything is smooth when you watch people play? It is completely unsmooth.
Okay.
You look like you're
You see her jaw clench. And she turns and looks over at you, Constantine. Hey, fucking duster. None of this would be a problem if it wasn't for you.
I'm well known.
Sergeant looks back down, looks at Christy. She does speak. So, you going to cooperate, or do I have to blow your friends out of the sky? She turns to look back at him. I'll talk to them. No selling, no guarantee I can get them to stop, but I'll talk to them.
All right. We have an accord.
Control.
You just hear the creepy mental image. Like, sure. And he gives you like the nudge back, like in due time. If I get close, that will happen.
Says Vasquez says, "Okay, you gave us something. I'm going to give you something. Gwen, get to stay with them.
Does that mean she stays as well?
She'll be close enough."
Okay, works for me.
And he gestures to the rest of his men to turn and leave with the single guard who was there before staying posted.
Did they take the cuffs off me?
Nope.
Fuck.
You also still have a dead body and like multiple balls of blood floating around the room. If you guys being on spaces before, you'd know there'd be like an emergency hatch that had like a vacuum, what is essentially a vacuum in it that you could clean up the
Yeah,
blood.
yeah. There's probably like a security procedure.
Yeah. There's ways you can go about this.
Yeah. So Morgan will start doing that.
Cool.
And be like, "So Gwen, how have you been treated as of late?" While he's rummaging in the closet for the thing.
You know they kept me sedated much of this time.
I'm sure that's no fault of your own. You're such a lovable little minx.
Says the freak who is part shark.
Also,
He shrugs
rhino.
like, "Look, nature gets what nature wants."
Still not nature.
Also, just pointing out, Gwen, in the time we've known us, I've killed more people than he has.
Has
over
Constantine not
to the
been
body.
arrested? Or is he still in here with us?
He's handcuffed in here.
Him, the four other spacers who are on around Christie's table and Christie are still there but cuffed.
You know, Christy, it didn't have to be like this.
She looks at you. No, it didn't. Fucking dusters.
I could have killed you when I had the chance.
Then she laughs. Then you never would have got off this boat.
This is true. That's why I didn't.
If you can get me out of this room, I can get to engineering, and then I can start manipulating the ship.
That sounds like a horrible proposition.
So is yours.
Do you even know what it is?
As he continues to vacuum blood.
You want us to get up?
Okay, this is probably my favorite image from this game so far. Seeing
Guy in
big
a business
dude,
suit.
shark, rhino mutant, business suit with a vacuum cleaner, like vacuum cleaning blood out of the air. What a
Your plan is
fantastic
to let them
image.
take us to Luna. I don't want to go to Luna. Most of us don't want to go to Luna.
That is the proper response to being taken to Luna.
You want them. You want them to send the only people who might be able to save us away.
No?
No, they weren't gonna take us, Gwen.
Constantine, shut the fuck up. You've stranded us all here. I'd suggest you go and lock yourself in your cabin before 92 people beat you to death.
Considering how hard the first two hit, I'd probably knock the shit out of all of you. So, fuck you, Doctor.
Dr. Batura, this is a fortuitous event.
In space, I call him a fuckwit or something.
So yeah, cleaning the blood and then grabbing the body and yanking it into somewhere else. There's probably like a compost thing that goes directly into the space lock or something.
Yep, there is absolutely like a recycler.
Yeah. So you just hear like a crunching sound as the guy basically starts going through.
Fuck yeah, I love it. Alright, cool.
While I'm in this room, I'm gonna look around for microphones and cameras and shit.
There are plenty of them, and most of them are behind things, like plates of glass in the roof and other things that are inaccessible.
Eh. So helpful.
Does anything happen of note, Liam?
No, unless any of you guys do anything.
So, how's your friend, Gwen?
What friend?
He looks at you like, explain the presence of Miss without a helm over there.
She's not in the room. She's just outside. She'd be somewhere nearby, but she doesn't actually have to be in visible range of Gwen.
Yeah, right. So
She
he's
is
just
dancing
asking
in
you
my
to.
palace.
Yeah,
I
he
want
asks you to explain to the room.
you to do that.
Ah. So they have a psychic on board.
Only one. And if she wasn't here, I could actually be of some use.
Okay.
Christy says, if she wasn't here, they'd probably just shoot you.
I hate the EDF.
She shrugs.
Well, all right then.
What I would do as well. You're a threat. A threat you can't control needs to be dead.
So you see Morgan muttering to Constantine, like, all right. So you saw the beautiful woman.
What?
I suppose you were busy.
Yeah.
There's a woman outside who's keeping Gwen under control with a fairly long hair put into a ponytail. You get a chance to cause a distraction. She's the target.
All right. I'm assuming this means use my words again, but
No.
considering how... No?
You have considerable martial prowess.
His hands are somewhat tied up, you realize.
And you see him just kind of like fiddling with the handcuffs. Yeah. And going for the chain that straps both the handcuffs together. It's just
I
kind of
think
like
it's some kind of
bending
future
it.
because they don't have
It's
chains.
probably
but okay.
just like a block of plastic, isn't it? That the hands.
I thought it was probably zip wire.
I mean, it depends on how cheap they want to get.
Yeah, true.
You're muted, Liam.
Liam, your mic's muted.
Can't even use the excuse of playing my character.
Yeah, I want to check the prehensile strength of this.
Yeah, it's pretty good, but you reckon you could probably break it.
Yeah,
It's-
All
it's-
right,
It's good, but it's not something that's meant to restrain someone forever.
yeah. So
These are temporary cuffs, right?
yeah, I'll unrestrain him.
I unlock it.
That's fine. You can do that.
With what?
Save that for later.
All right. Well, I'll see what I can do. Like I said, I might be able to convince in other ways, but wait, what is the likelihood of me getting, shot if I do this?
Are you asking the room or the GM?
No. I'm asking Morgan.
Mr.
character?
Sharkman?
Cool.
He says the probability is. It depends. If you do more than just cause a distraction, as in one
Kill
move,
her.
if you go beyond the one move, there's at least a 90% chance you'll be dead within the next minute.
Keep her distracted for long enough, and I can make her forget she even has a weapon.
If I get a chance, I'll see what I can do. It's not like I can just walk out there and fucking be like, hey, what's up? Bang. That's not how this works.
Indeed. We want this to look like an accidental bump, and then, cool the situation off.
Cool. Is there anything anyone wants to do in the next? Couple
Basically,
days.
Couple days.
Oh, I asked, before we end the scene, I asked Nut for the vacuum so I can, get the blood off my knuckles.
it's in the closet.
Is there anything in this room that I can take apart?
It's all like pretty basic stuff. I mean, you can try and take about like, the coffee machine and shit, but I don't know how happy people would be around you if you did that.
Well, I'd take things apart. I mean, like maybe take the bed frame apart and get a metal pole.
No, that's all like
What the fuck,
solidly
man?
welded together. Unless you have something to cut through, like weld. No.
We have a Morgan.
Why would you give me a metal pole?
Hit shit.
He probably does more damage with his fists.
Right.
Yeah.
He definitely does more damage with his fists.
Both him and Constantine probably do more damage with a fist than they would a metal pole.
Basically,
Exactly.
during the next few days, then Gwen's literally just screaming at Lucia. Like, at her.
Just like
Okay.
literally just screaming in her mind, like just screaming.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
That's a surefire way of getting yourself locked up again.
I think
mean,
okay, yeah, I think this is the scene. So like, yeah, like after the couple of days, Lucia and two other guards like come into the common room. If Gwen isn't directly in the common room, they'll ask like around the room. Lucia will come in and say, "Where's Gwen?" I'll assume at least one of you are in the room if Gwen isn't.
I don't. I'm in the room. But I
My
don't
question
speak
here,
out.
Quack, is how close can we keep you?
What do you mean?
Yeah, like I mean, you'd be going to bed with us, or like the bunks. Which bunk are you taking? And
Since I'm a space, I'm used to sleeping pretty much floating anyway, so I could be in like the bathroom where you wanted to be.
the question here is, are you in the common room? I come to ask.
No, I'm not in the common room.
You see Morgan sigh and says she's in the bathroom.
Lucia says, "I'll wait. Go get her."
Okay.
And she takes her. She like floats over to one of the tables, and they kind of set up around it. Lucia and the other guards Lucia removes her helmet. One of the other guards does the same, whilst the third are kind of on watch. And Lucia and the other guard are talking as they wait. Who
Nice.
actually is in
to Morgan as well, or just her now?
what was that?
Yeah, sure. You can have a connection with me.
Yeah.
No, I mean, can I have connection with more than one person? actually,
That's cool. Oh, I'll trust that you've read that on the power.
It says as long as I've made a connection with them, it doesn't say there's a limit on it.
Awesome, cool. So who else is in that room?
I am because. Okay, go ahead, Matt.
No, nothing. I am. If you have anything
Sweet.
to add to the I am, go ahead.
Sweet.
Well, before this happened, I probably would have told you to tell me when they're coming.
So
Yeah. So you've already been
Myra-
informed that they're coming.
Yeah.
Mara, you definitely notice. Lucia looks tired, right? Like she has like bags under her eyes.
Yes.
She's not getting a lot of sleep.
Someone's screaming at you pretty much consistently in your mind.
Yeah,
would
it
probably
means
do
no
that.
cat naps, no nothing. 6
Yeah.
hours of sleep every day.
So are they
No
still
drugs.
Are they still drugging Gwen?
So they'll they come in it a lot less frequently, but every so often they will come in and like take Gwen to a different room for
How much sleep
a
is
series of
Lucille getting?
hours. Not enough.
Like
Not anywhere near
a couple hours a night.
it. She'll get it'll be 6 hours every 3 days or something like that.
Fuck. Okay.
Where's Christy at these few days?
She's
After we
been
remove her from the cuffs.
she's been around. Generally in the company of Spacers and the
Oh,
captain.
by the way, I unlocked both pairs of cuffs, so now they're actually usable for us.
The one
Hmm.
pair was broken.
Okay, well, I unlocked one of them then, at least.
I think I have a plan.
You think you have a plan? Well, implement it and we'll see how it goes.
Well, I need to talk to you about the plan.
Okay. So basically what happens is Morgan is leaving the room So if you want to tag, that's fine.
Yeah, well, like I grab you on the shoulder and I say, "Okay, Morgan, I have an idea. That
Good.
woman over there, she looks
Yeah.
dead fucking tired. She looks like a fucking, she could fall asleep at any moment, and that's all we need.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try and sing a lullaby. Maybe that'll work.
I am.
Now, if that
Go on.
doesn't work, I want you to get pissed off and throw me at her head.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes, I will do this.
I position myself to where she would see my face, Lucille, and then I start yawning.
Oh, team player doctor.
I start like.
Yeah, she does it too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming if she's tired enough, she can't stop.
Yeah.
I love how we all start yawning.
She like
So yeah, I get.
there is
I
so you
get
do
when-
you do notice it's like you do it, Matt, and she does it, but then like if you're watching her close enough, her movements are very quick, right? Like she's tapping on the table, like tapping at quite a fast rhythm. On
Does
the
she look
table.
like she's jumped up on no sleep? I mean, I was on the stuff for 6 months straight. I know the symptoms.
roll a
Heal.
He's so happy he gets to roll heals.
I'm very happy I get to roll heal. Intelligence?
Hey Matt, you do intelligence as well. Holy shit!
Yes, +3.
Get to do something useful.
12.
Yeah.
So,
Good work.
Yeah.
what are the negative side effects to this stuff?
It's more the down you get afterwards, and your
After a
body
while,
will
you'll probably
eventually,
start feeling yourself.
and also, yeah, your organs just start dying if you keep using it for too long. Like your body can only process an amount of it for so long.
Okay. How long do you need to go without it to crash? Like, how often do you have to re-up?
You probably need it every like 6-7 hours.
Okay. Cool. I just make sure she keeps yawning.
So, before I implement my brilliant plan, I kiss Leon on the forehead, grab my spoons, and say, "If I don't come back, take care of Morgan."
She says, "Why do I have to look after kids?"
Oh, because you always liked fish. He's pretty close. Alright, oh no. Time to perform. Also, I'll just be doing a rendition of, what the fuck is a lullaby? Rockabye Baby. There you go.
Yeah. That's a good
On my
one.
spoons.
That's not how spoons are through
ding,
instrument.
Yeah, it is. It's totally us.
Totally an instrument.
Have you never heard Spoon Man?
No. No, I
Yeah,
have
it's a
not.
beautiful rendition of Rockabye Baby on spoons. Come on.
It's not bad.
That's really good.
So yeah, you start playing it, and like halfway through the first verse, Lucia looks up and says, "Hey, stop that."
Right. That's when Morgan
A
and
big yawn from
Gwen
me.
come in.
All right. So,
And
Gwen, do you
I mean,
go to
do you
the...
keep performing, Constantine, or do you?
Yeah, but I start doing it in like a lower tone, softer.
More alluring.
She turns and like looks at you properly. Asshole, stop.
Yeah. That's when you see Morgan's stride quicken, and it's like before she can get to the next syllables, he grabs Constantine and just shoves him towards her.
Roll
It's
to
like
shove?
0G. It's like a Constantine spirit, and you just hear him say, "Rarg."
Can you roll to hit?
Sure.
Who's rolling for what here?
Yeah, I think I'm a projectile?
Actually, you don't need to roll, but I can do this. I can roll punch with strength.
What?
And as my warrior ability, once in a scene, I can choose to automatically hit. Boom.
I'm glad you could do that because you would have just missed him, and that would have been fucking funny. That would have been so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So
I'm
yeah,
down to-
Constantine, you get
Down to 2
shoved
HP.
into Lucia, and she's like knocked back, hits the table, and yeah, like rebounds like up into the air until she can reach a wall where she can steady herself.
Yeah, and
the
the only
other-
thing
the
you
other
hear is
three-
from Gwen's perspective, you just hear one distraction coming up.
The other 3 Marines in the room like draw their rifles and start
I
yelling.
teleport behind one of them.
Okay.
Okay.
You
Are you
hear.
sure?
Yeah,
Are you
if you,
sure?
you teleport behind one of them.
No, I teleport
Uh,
behind her. Sorry.
I mean, she's drifting through the room. If you teleport behind
Yeah,
her,
I
she would
grab onto her.
literally just smack into you.
I grab onto her.
Okay. So yeah, you teleport behind her and like grab onto her. And you hear like she like struggles against you, but has no real like thing to struggle against because she's not on a surface. And yeah, she's just like swearing. She says, after a couple of swears, she says, "Gwen, not a good idea. I will fucking shoot you."
Can I punch her in the head until she gets knocked out? Because that since she has
Oh
like,
my god. That's
And
not what we wanted
she'll,
you to
she'll
do.
fight you. She'll be like, "This is just a fight you'll have," because you'll be able to spin herself around. You get the first blow.
P.S. I'm floating on the ground. I'm pretending to be knocked out.
One of them, yeah, like one of them, like has grabbed you and like has a pistol, like.
Oh, I'm
pointed
dead
at your-
weight. Like,
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're dead weight in 0G, so you're like,
shh.
the other ones are like yelling at like Morgan to like get on the ground. One of them is pointing their rifle at Gwen and telling them to stop. Well, not get on the ground, but like hands where I can see them, like just don't move. And one of them,
I'm
yeah,
trying
pointing
to hold
their...
her in front of me, so if they try to shoot, they shoot her instead.
Yeah, I mean, you can kind of position that she's struggling, so it's gonna be opposed.
Yeah,
I
you just
almost
hear
wanna say
Morgan's.
opposed
You just hear
dex
Morgan's voice
instead of
inside your head, and he says, "I thought you said you could make her forget you."
Yeah, it went the other way.
Well, it's over. The jig is up.
So just do 2d6 plus your strength value. You can also take an extra plus 1, plus 2 quack because you're spacer and you're used to
Yes.
working with 0G.
My only question here is, Constantine, did you punch her as well when I launched you
No.
at her?
I pretty much just headbutt her. I think that's what we're going with.
Same exact roll.
Right.
But you get an extra +2, so you got a 13.
So yeah, you managed to like push her around in front of you. After a short while, there'll be another one of those.
Hmm.
And she's like, yeah, the entire time she's like, "Gwen, not a good idea unless you want to be shot. Gwen."
Doo-dee-doo-dee-doo-dee-doo. Make her forget hostilities.
Okay. So that costs like the same barrier happens.
Yeah, you had your shot and you blew it.
Yeah.
That would have happened either way.
No, it
no.
wouldn't
the,
have.
Yeah.
She would have been distracted, and you would have punched through her barrier and made her forget you. Now it's too late.
Yes, I realize that I'm an idiot. Shut up.
This makes perfect sense, by the way.
I-
Yes,
I
This
love-
is very
I love-
Gwen.
it's
In
great.
character, I fucking love this. This is amazing. She says, so like through like clenched teeth, she says, "Gwen, you know I can teleport behind you and just shoot you, yeah?
Just let us leave this place then. We don't want to be here. You don't want us here.
That's not my fucking job. You think if I could let you leave, I wouldn't let you leave. Look at me, I look like
Uh-huh.
shit.
You can help us.
I can't fucking help you. It's not my job.
Fuck your job.
Fuck your job.
I don't have a job. I just want to get off the fucking ship or station, whatever the fuck it is, and leave. So does everyone else in this room.
She shakes her head. She's like, you know how easy this would have been? None of you actually saw what's inside that fucking station. As soon as they figured that
Exactly.
out
Why the
on Luna,
fuck are we here?
as soon as they figured that out on Luna, you would have been let go, you fucking idiots.
Fuck Luna. Fuck you. I punch you in the face now.
Oh, it's great.
What's the thing for punch again?
It's
D20 plus any like skill bonuses you have plus Dex or Strength. And you have to beat her AC, which I should
what's her
probably
AC?
figure out. That's what I
I'm
should probably
punching
figure.
for her head, not her armor.
I mean, she still
Head is
has
unarmed.
AC though, right? Like,
Her head is unarmored though.
yeah, which means you can actually hurt her. She still has like the ability to move around.
Yeah.
If her head was armored, like your fist would just bounce off her helmet and wouldn't do anything.
And to be fair, that we wouldn't have even attempted this if she had a helmet on. That would have been retarded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, it's under
What's
America.
the damage for a punch?
2d,
D2.
1d2.
Yep.
Why is all the fucking armor in this book?
It,
Can we give me a page number for armor?
I think what armor is it? Assault armor.
Yeah.
I think that's 16.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
She-
So just for clarification, she had 2 soldiers with her. One is handling Constantine.
Yep.
The other is pointing a gun at me.
One has the helmet off.
One.
and
Okay, so
she's
she had two coming in with her, and there was the guard who was already in the room.
right. So the guard who was already in the room points his gun at me.
Yeah. So one of them who came into the room has like the one probably doesn't have a helmet on. Has like Constantine. One of them the other one who came in the room is pointing at you, Morgan, and the other one who was like guarding the room in general was pointing towards Gwen and Lucia.
Okay. Good to know. So Gwen tries to punch her. Gwen
Yeah,
fails.
and misses.
Morgan asks her, "What the fuck?"
Fuck it. Lucia, like, she's gonna let's make another strength check to see if she can spin around on you and hit back because you've pissed her off now.
She's definitely not acting like herself at this point. Like beyond
Who,
the
Gwen or Lucia?
Lucille, like the constant psychic screaming.
You continuously manage to like have her not be able to assault you. If you want to take another swing.
Roll 20 stops being stupid.
Maybe it's not roll 20. It might just be the sheet.
I mean, Gwen is not a puncher.
No, clearly not.
Strength check again, Gwen. Fuck.
Nope.
You win still. You have the +2.
I think at this point, Gwen will just teleport out of the room.
You fear the same.
No, but I was going to say I throw her first and then teleport.
Yeah, you still feel the same block.
I don't throw her.
She is now. Well, you can, but she is now so intently focused on everything that you're doing. She's completely ignoring the rest of the room, but you're her sole focus of attention.
Riot.
Is anyone else
The
actually-
other Marines in the room are watching the rest of the room. Matt, you can do that if you want. They haven't probably take assault.
I am done
No,
drawing
Morgan
attention
is
to
literally
myself.
like looking at this fight happening, and it's like, "What the fuck?"
Disappointed.
Yeah,
So-
it's like
Yeah,
I
as
just-
that happened and like
it's like there's a clever guy in the room who had this whole figured out, mapped out, and then someone comes and gives him like 2 + 3 = 5 or something,
Well,
And
that's
they-
right. 2 + 3 is 5.
and no 2
This is
+
fire.
2 + 2 = 5.
Oh, okay.
That's what I meant.
There
Yeah.
you go.
So someone gave him a math problem. He had the answer, and then he's giving it like a test to someone, and they just come with the wrong answer, and he's just looking at Gwen like,
On a
Yeah, you
fucking
just hear me scream in your head, "Fucking help!"
So at the
Ye-
point, so Lucia is like flailing at you. Fucking at this point, like you see another Marine walk through the door. Single extra Marine. And once again through the tinny speakers, you hear the sergeant's voice. Corporal, stand down now. And like Lucia just like stops moving in your grasp.
I grab the gun from my holster, the pistol.
I mean, she has her hands on like her hands are like down by her side. You can try that, but it'll be opposed dex to see if you get it before she does.
Do it.
Sure, why not?
Chaos.
I like. Yeah, Matt
Uh,
out of character is like, make it worse.
Do I still have the +2 from being in space?
No. This is literally down to reflexes.
You need to roll 2 6s.
Nope. Cool.
Close.
So yeah, you go for her pistol and she like slaps your hand away. And then how much effort does she have left? No, she's not gonna do that. So yeah, she like the sergeant's voice again. Gwen, let her go now.
Give us our shuttle. Let us go.
Gwen, I'll shoot you. I don't want to, but I will. I have a
You'll
shot.
shoot her.
I have a shot.
Does he have a shot?
yeah.
I mean, he's
The only
looking
way
like-
the
he's
only
still-
way
he's
he
still
would not have a
fixing-
shot is if I interposed myself between the two of you.
I mean, he'd most likely shoot her over me because she's in front of me.
There's if you move at all, there's a pretty good chance that he'll hit Lucia.
However, if he shoots Lucia, then there is literally nothing stopping him from just pulling the trigger a second time.
There's still a body in front of me.
He says, Gwen, don't make this dumb. Even if I don't have a shot, there are 4 of us. I can spread out around the room. One of us will have a shot.
If I let her go, you will imprison me again. I don't want to be imprisoned.
Yes,
I don't want to
I
be
will.
here. I want to go home.
He nods. Yes, I will imprison you. You did a dumb thing. This is what dumb things cause. Cause and effect.
Shut up, Littlefinger.
Chaos is not a ladder because I broke the ladder.
Oh, you broke the wheel.
Morgan is too big for the ladder. It broke.
Could I teleport into the hallway?
No, she's focused on you intently.
Yeah.
She's blocking you.
You had one shot, and you
Fucked
did not
it.
do the thing.
Yes, I realize that.
Look, I love this more. This is so like the character of Gwen, who's like, fuck this woman who stopped me from doing my psychic shit. Fuck
Gwen's
her
very
up.
hot-headed.
So Gwen, I
Oh,
fucking love
shit.
it. Great.
You should have like a character goal. Is like just keep fighting with her.
One of my
Yeah,
goals
actually-
is, what is it? Overpower / fuck with Lucia Paris.
You've definitely done that.
You've done
Like
it.
I actually love this as a character, even though it's like detrimental to the group. I fucking love this as a character.
Yeah.
If I could give inspiration, if this was 5th ed, I'd give you inspiration.
Yeah. Instead, you get to complete your goal.
What do you do, Gwen?
Cool.
I kick her away from me as hard as I can.
All right. Yeah. So she
Like, the second I do it, I try teleporting.
okay. You still hit the same block. Let me see how well she controls this, because she might actually lose. No, she's okay.
Oh,
That wasn't a bad enough roll for her
really?
to actually.
Oh
just...
my god.
Well, it was okay. So that was more of a like, what angle does she hit the wall on?
Does she
Um,
receive any negative modifiers for being heavily mentally impaired?
She was also hit in the head.
Yeah, she took 5 damage from Constantine missile.
She's also
No, I'm pretty sure that damage was to me. Not.
She also hasn't slept in several days, is on essentially
Well,
speed,
not
and
several days. Like she's slept in the last few days, but she
Yes,
isn't getting enough of it.
but not enough.
She's getting
of it.
enough to keep her functioning.
Okay.
Like their whole routine regiment thing is like, how can we keep Lucia alive how can we keep Lucia alive and operating like the best whilst getting rid of Gwen for like the least amount of time?
Okay.
So yeah, she doesn't smack her head into the wall, which is what anything 1 through 3 would have been. Of her like tumbling into a wall. Actually, a 12 would have been the same thing. It's full rotation. So she like hits the wall and like bounces off it, swears again, until one of them like arrests her motion. Sergeant calls out to you again. You need to come down now, Gwen. You need to come with me.
I'm good up here.
Gwen, this would go a lot worse for you if I have to come and get you.
You kind of already have had to come and get me. You came in here.
Gwen, if you don't come down, this will go a lot worse for you.
Just let me go.
That's not an option. He shakes his head. This could have been easy. You didn't know anything about the station. You go to Luna, you get your debrief, you go home. But no. You fucking spacers have to make this complicated. Fuck. Just come with me, Gwen.
As I kicked it down to throw it to him and say, "No, you had to make this complicated by not letting us leave in the first place."
He doesn't say anything. You know, like he just like, yeah. Do you struggle when he restrains you?
No, but can I make a roll to try and hide the handcuffs on me?
Yeah, the ones that you unlocked. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Roll a sneak hair.
Snackety snack.
Snickety snack.
Hope you got your sneakers on.
E.
Yeah, cool. You hide it.
You rolled program.
What?
It doesn't matter. It's a 0-0
okay.
review.
Zero,
But
zero,
yeah.
so-
Yeah, I have 0 in both of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he like cuffs you and leads you out of the room.
The thing is, I pressed the sneak button.
It's really weird.
I mean, if questioned, his excuse is he annoyed me, so I threw him.
yeah, I mean, fair. How
Not
are we
everyone
sitting-
likes the spoons.
How are we sitting for one more break and then finish this up?
That sounds
yep,
appropriate.
good to me. We'll be back in about 5 or 10 minutes. See you then.